everybody. This is Sam Kofor with Exit Right Realty, and I'm here with another guest, Miss Rochelle Swindle. How are you, Rochelle?
I'm doing wonderful, Sam. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on. So, Rochelle, tell us a little bit about yourself. You've got an interesting background. Give us some information about who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. So, of course, my name is Raschelle Swindle. I've been in the financial sector for about the past 15 years. I have pretty much held every branch position you can think of.
Sure.
I was a former banker, branch manager, mortgage loan officer, and I recently left the industry after I was headhunted by an agency to do some acquisitions for their company. So all's well that ends well.
Yeah.
I am still currently engaged in the industry in a minute capacity, and I am loving every minute of it.
Awesome. Now we've had a couple of loan officers on the series, but that's not what you are. You're actually a loan closer, right?
I am a loan closer.
So
I am, and sure, go ahead.
Yeah. So what exactly is that? Tell us what that is.
So I essentially am the one that facilitates the closing process. After the mortgage has been underwritten and it goes to closing, I am the notary. In the state of Ohio, you must be a notary, a licensed notary, and carry insurance in order to be able to do loan closings. So
Okay.
I am the one who actually facilitates the exchange of the cash and the signing of the mortgage documents.
That's great. And so you've worked with a community bank. Can you give us what's the difference between a community bank and one of the more global or national banks?
It's all about it's all about the service. The products that every bank have are exactly the same. All banks have checking accounts, mortgage accounts, savings accounts, CDs, money markets. They all have the same thing. But I will tell you that working for my former employer, the one who I just recently left, it was by far one of the most rewarding being a more community and regional bank, because I noticed a drastic change in the treatment of how they interacted with their clients. You were treated more like a actual person and not like a number. So the difference, it's all about the benefits that the bank will provide.
Sure.
Whether it's free checking, reduced fees, reduced APRs based upon relationships. It's all about the benefits.
Okay. Let me ask you this. You mentioned that you do CRA loans, right?
I did.
Community Reinvestment Act loans. And obviously, this is something that I think the majority of banks and financial institutions offer as a way to stop or lower discrimination when it comes down to loans being provided to low-income households, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, can you tell us a little more about that?
Sure. The actual CRA piece provides financial counseling to the borrower in addition to going over the fundamentals of the loan process. So our biggest thing at our organization, we wanted to make sure that those first-time home buyers and people who didn't have a strong credit score or financial background understood the entire mortgage process.
Okay.
That's CRA lending in a nutshell. And a lot of times we notice that most of these clients, they did not have a clear understanding of what a mortgage entailed. So it adds a little bit more service, a lot more hand holding, and a whole lot of education to make sure that our clients were successful during their mortgage performance period.
Awesome. So are there any what are the eligibility requirements of this particular loan product?
So for our clients at that organization, we asked that the client be a 620 FICO score.
Okay.
They also would have to take the first time home buyers course with one of
Right.
our partner organizations,
Mm-hmm.
they would have to have at least $500 invoked into the transaction,
Okay.
and they would have to make sure that the counseling was completed prior to closing.
Nice, nice, nice. So that $500 that you mentioned, that can be in the form of an earnest money deposit, or is that in the form of the down payment? What is that exactly? How can that be transmitted in the transaction?
The $500 could come from their earnest money
Okay.
or from their savings. Typically, that $500, the lender wants to see that the client is completely vested in the transaction,
Mm-hmm.
and that $500 is a commitment. And the good thing is, once my clients decided that they wanted to purchase, we
Mm-hmm.
prepared them up front. Start your savings. These are the things that you're going to need at closing, and don't forget about your 500. And it makes them financially mature,
Sure.
and it also adds a level of financial responsibility.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Here in DC, when I'm representing buyers and sellers, we normally try to get them to put 1% of the purchase price into the transaction as the earnest money deposit, at least 1%. And it's good because that at least shows that you are serious about trying to purchase this house. I mean, if the lower
Absolutely.
the EMD, in many cases, the less competitive you are. That's what I've seen here in DC, Maryland area. Is that what you're seeing in Ohio?
Our program worked just a little bit differently.
Okay.
In Ohio, the market between DC and Ohio is just completely different.
Mm.
You can, to be honest, one of my CRA clients purchased a home in our West Dayton neighborhood for
Hmm.
$19,000. So you could
Wow.
see in Maryland, that would not happen.
Wow. Okay. 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 Well, that is a totally different market compared to the DC metro region. Let me ask you
Absolutely.
this. In your opinion, um, you being in the heart of the country, so to speak, have you been seeing any negative effects from this coronavirus as far as the clients that you're, helping out?
To be honest, I'm still closing loans for lenders.
Nice.
I'd say maybe 6 or 7 a week.
Wow.
I can
Okay.
see that, the industry itself has slowed down. We
Sure.
do have one of our children is actually shopping for a condo,
Okay.
and she has a great realtor, and he will even go and do a virtual tour. So I think
Hmm.
it slowed us down,
Hmm.
but I think the mortgage economy, it's going to stay stable.
Yeah.
I don't foresee it just crashing. And, I'm not an economist,
Sure.
but I truly hope that we will be resilient and that we'll weather through this problem. I think more than anything, it slowed us down, but it hasn't stopped us.
Right. Right. That's a great point. That's a great point. Give us a feel-good story of how you were able to help someone in your position. Can you do that?
Absolutely. I have so many, but none sticks out more than a client who came into my office and said, look, I don't really have any money,
Okay.
and I don't really have any credit. I want a house, and
Okay.
you're going to sell me one. And I
Okay.
thought, my title did say mortgage loan officer.
Right,
It didn't
right.
say, miracle worker.
Right, right, right.
And, you know, through many challenges, I was actually able to get her a home. And the
Nice.
reason she was actually searching for a home was she was being kind of gouged with her rent.
Okay.
Her landlord had actually passed away, and a family member had taken over all of the properties. So they
Okay.
had taken her $350 rent to
Mm-hmm.
$625. And she,
Wow.
as a senior citizen, could not afford that.
Oh my gosh.
So we were actually able to get her into a house
Okay.
paying less than $300 a month.
That's that's unbelievable.
Yes. And, you know, to be honest, this lady calls me every 6 months to check on my husband, to check on my
Wow.
children. And she's like, "Are you still at the bank? I'm going to come by. Would you like a soda?" I'm like, "No, ma'am,
Wow.
I'm not there anymore."
Yeah.
But, you know, knowing that I was able to make an impact on, you know, her,
Mm-hmm.
the strongest, I'd say the strongest statement that I got from her was that she felt as though she could leave her children with some sort of inheritance.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
That there is a great point. You know, that's something that I always, kind of preach to my clients as well. You know, when you purchase a home, you're able to leave something to your family members. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
That's something that, it's almost a legacy, if you will.
Yes,
And being able to leave something that you owned to them, that says a lot. I mean, that there's so many benefits to home ownership, in my opinion. That's part of the reason why I'm always looking to help people and help them understand this time you need to purchase a home. I mean, that,
absolutely.
and if we can make it happen for you, great. You know what I mean? But that's part of the beauty of our industry, and that was a great story, Rochelle. I'm not going to hold you too long. I know you're a busy woman, but I really appreciate you coming on. Where can people reach you if they, have any questions with regards to this particular process, the loan closing process?
Sure. I am still very connected within the industry. I still
Mm-hmm.
work with quite a bit of realtors, and I
Mm-hmm.
still give advice to clients who are actually looking for a home. So
Sure.
they can reach me. I take it at my business email address, which is rs937
Mm-hmm.
at outlook.com, or my cell phone number is 937-572-7432. So I look forward to answering any questions, connecting anyone within the Dayton, Cincinnati area. No question is too small. And I think that's what set my business apart from so
Yes.
many others: the willingness to talk, to answer questions, and to make time for clients who were making one of the biggest investments of their life.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I appreciate you, Rochelle, for making time for me today. And you take care and you be safe, and tell your husband we said hello, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you again.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.